Hello and welcome to the Fuzzy Loaf podcast, where we talk about the week's happenings in pop culture and nerddom. I am your host Scott. With me, as always, is my co-host and engineer Matt.
Hello.
And I didn't miss anything, did I?
Nope.
Cool. Let's just get right into it.
All right.
So we're gonna be talking about all the new shows that premiered this week, and we're talking about Agents of Shield episode 2. But we'll do that at the end so we can get through some of the news here. Matt, what did you want to talk about first with all this? You saw all this crap.
Yeah, let's talk about some of the Marvel stuff. So the stuff that was announced and then the rumor this week.
So do you want to go right into Ant-Man sequel?
Yeah.
So Marvel announced seemingly out of nowhere this week that Ant-Man is in fact getting a sequel, but will be titled Ant-Man and the Wasp for July 6th, 2018. So first off, what do we think of the title, and what do we think of giving Wasp an upgrade?
I think that's great. I think Ant-Man was almost... I mean, she wasn't the Wasp in this yet, but she was, arguably as big of a character as Paul Rudd was in the
I
movie.
really think in the previous Ant-Man, they should have made her the Wasp too, and just made the first Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, I think that could have worked really well for that movie. My only concern with this movie is I hope they don't just rehash the same thing. I hope it's not another heist movie.
There's got to be some kind of
it's got to be some
issue.
Yeah,
it's obviously got to be big enough where it takes them to be a team, pretty much a partnership.
Yeah, but this will be after Civil War, before Infinity War, right?
No. I think
this is
after the first part of Infinity War.
Okay.
Yep.
So, I mean, I guess that could be part of the reason why they're teaming up.
It's going to be weird to see having these movies in between Infinity War movies. So it's like, it's maybe Infinity War is not all entirely one long story. Maybe it's broken up because it would make more sense because you have Infinity War and then you've got 3 movies in between the next Infinity War.
And then we have Infinity War Part 1, and then we have like another 2 characters that are introduced, or is it just
Ant-Man
one origin?
and Captain Marvel.
Okay.
And then the next Infinity War.
Okay. So yeah, I think they could make it really interesting. I am glad that they're making a sequel. I know a bunch of people were saying, why would they make a sequel? It didn't make that much money. It made back the money that they invested.
Plus, it hasn't opened in China yet.
Ant-Man?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a huge delay. But yeah, and the other thing to think about is Kevin Feige has said, not every movie has to be this gigantic blockbuster.
Doesn't have to make $1 billion. We'll talk about that. I'm gonna bring that up in a second. But so because of the the Ant-Man and Wasp thing, bunch of titles got shifted around. So Black Panther got moved up like 6 or 7 months to February 16th,
That's
2018.
great.
That's pretty cool. I think February is a good because everyone thinks like January, February are like the dead months where people put movies to die. Listen, that doesn't have to be the case. You can release good movies in that time and people will see them.
I go see movies around
I see
that
movies
time.
all year. There's
It's just I happen to see garbage movies around that time because that's all people put out.
Yeah. That landscape is changing, But then this disappointed me. Captain Marvel was moved back to March 8th of 2019.
Yeah, that is quite a bummer.
Kind of sucks because that's the Marvel movie I'm most looking forward to. So, what do you think of moving stuff around?
I think it's good that Black Panther moved up. That also instills some confidence in me that they know what they're doing story-wise and cast-wise and are confident in their ability. As far as Captain Marvel, it's kind of a bummer because I wish I would have loved to see those two switch. Captain Marvel take the Ant-Man date and Ant-Man move back. You know what I mean? Because we've already seen Ant-Man once.
I'm ready for a new character to be introduced. I agree completely. Captain Marvel's my most anticipated though, so I really was looking forward to that. I mean, I guess I'll have to wait. March 8th, I think that's an interesting time. But like we said, those dates don't matter
Well,
anymore.
yeah, and we're seeing the same thing kind of happen in video games too, where they used to, between January and March you wouldn't release a game because it's like that's post Christmas, nobody has money, all this stuff. and they've been releasing bigger games in like February now, and they're seeing that sales are going way up.
Look at like Kingsman did in February this year, and hopefully Deadpool will do in February next year.
Well, it's one of those things like I think it's less detrimental to space your movies out, you know, than it is to try to stack all the big movies up at one time. Because I'm not going to go, I'm less likely to see 6 movies
It's hard
in a month.
when you've got every movie,
Yeah.
like a different movie every week.
Yeah.
You have to find the time to be like, okay, well, I got to see this week, I'm seeing this week, and then this one this
Yeah,
week.
but I'll gladly go see a couple movies every month. You know, I might not have time to see 6 every month, but
Yeah.
3 or 4.
I usually go
maybe.
to almost a movie a week, or at least in the summertime, or
Mm-hmm.
around that, or maybe like 2 in one weekend. And anyway, so we brought up like movies, like the Marvel movies making like $1 billion, whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
that reminded me that so there's like this rumor going around that Avengers: Infinity Wars Part 1 and Part 2 combined will cost $1 billion, which I'm on the side that that's a load of horseshit. There's no reason a single movie has to cost $500 million.
Here's my rationale behind this, and this is the same thing that gets thrown around with a video game that I play a lot called Destiny. They put a figure out that the game plus all the marketing, and this is supposed to be like a continual game that gets updated every year.
Yeah, I
and
guess
shit,
if
it
marketing's
costs
gonna-
$500 million, and everybody gets locked onto that. And I think that's what the rumor is like total costs included. Because if you look at, I'm sure they've already hit $500 million for some of their movies if you include marketing costs and
True.
distribution
If you think
deals and
of
stuff like that.
usually people say when you to get the marketing in the movie, you usually double
Mm-hmm.
the budget. And you know, if Avengers costs $200 million,
Yeah.
maybe it's slightly less than $1 billion. But
And it could also
seems
be
ridiculous.
Yeah, it
to
does
me.
seem really ridiculous, but we are going to see a lot of actors and actresses in both of these movies, so that alone will make the cost go up.
Probably gonna make a ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's. But also, Marvel announced this week too that they planted flags for 3 dates in 2020: May 1st of 2020, July 10th of 2020, and November 6th of 2020, with no titles or anything. So that clearly says Marvel's like, hey, look out, bitches! This is our turf. We're laying claim. So what do you think these dates will be for, and what do you hope they will be for?
Okay, so I
asked
joked.
you a little
yeah,
bit,
I joked.
and I was like, 2 of yeah.
I joked with you and said Squirrel Girl, Blue Marvel, and who did I say for the last one?
I don't remember.
Oh, it was funny though. But no, I think it'll most likely be we're gonna see another Spider-Man movie.
I don't think Spider-Man counts in those. I think that's because
Okay,
that's
these
Sony.
are just movies, just new. I don't know. Too soon for another Inhumans. We could see something like Secret Warriors if that breaks.
Could
if
be a
that
Doctor
builds up.
Strange
Yeah,
sequel.
or Black Panther,
or Black Panther.
or like my favorite theory that I keep saying is that the reason why they're introducing Black Panther and Doctor Strange is to build up the Illuminati. Because I think that could, I really
But they're just
think that could
missing
work.
so many characters of the Illuminati.
Yeah, but you could say the same with the Avengers. I mean, up until now, they were missing Spider-Man and Wolverine, who
But
were
they're
two
not
of the
real
biggest.
Avengers. They're not like they're new Avengers. You know.
Yeah.
They haven't been for like 10 years. Really. So.
But they're who everybody thinks of now when you say the Avengers, as far as comics.
Yeah.
I don't know. We could also see maybe, and this is a big maybe, but after the big flop that was Fantastic Four, maybe we're seeing some of that come
Who
over.
knows? I'm hoping for a Howard the Duck movie. I still think you could do it as a comedy
They could
easily.
I don't know.
It's basically like I said before. It's like Ted.
Yeah.
Except he's a duck he's an alien duck.
Yeah. Have you?
Stuck on Earth and he's.
I think I asked you this before. You've never seen the '80s Howard the Duck, have you?
No. I know enough. I've heard a lot about it.
Jesus Christ,
But it's pretty.
That's a rough.
I've read Howard the Duck Max back when Marvel was doing their edgy like adult line, and it's fucked. It's fucked up. I mean, Marvel would never go that way. I think they do more of like how Howard the Duck is nowadays, which I think it's you get Seth Green to do the voice. You know, you could do it so much better now with the CG and everything, and it could actually be pretty damn funny.
I think what we're likely to see, one of those movies will be whatever this new lineup is, and it might be titled All New, All Different Avengers instead of,
Or just all new Avengers. All new,
Something
all
like that,
different
yeah.
Avengers is pretty long for a movie title.
I guess it's true, but they might title it something like that, and we might see what the final lineup is after all of the Infinity War and stuff like that.
Right.
Depending on where Guardians of the Galaxy is left, we could see another sequel
one
to
of these
that.
could be G3. Yeah.
Or some spin-off of that. Maybe it's a focus on Star-Lord. Maybe it's, you know what I mean? We don't know
A Rocket
where.
and Groot movie.
Yeah,
they could really do anything. So yeah, I mean,
I think we're likely to see one sequel, and I would call whatever the new Avengers team is, I would call that like the first. You know what I mean? Like the first new Avengers movie.
See, I don't know if it would come out in 2020 though, because
I guess it's
Infinity War
true.
Part 1 or Part 2 comes out in 2019.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I really don't know. We could also see new characters.
Fuck, we could get Squirrel Girl. Unless is she a mutant?
I don't think so.
I
I
don't know.
honestly don't remember now.
I don't either. Or Miss Marvel movie.
Oh yeah, I said Spider Pig.
Oh, Spider-Ham.
Spider Ham. That's
Yeah. Yeah, and we could speculate for days on
Yeah.
that shit. But we've got to get to the TV topic, so let's get through more of the news here. Justice League Dark. So apparently, but just from Tracking Board, who most people don't consider like that strong of a source because they're only right so often, or whatever. But we're gonna talk about it anyway because it's interesting. Apparently, Justice League Dark is moving ahead and could possibly begin filming next year.
TV show or movie?
Movie.
Okay.
It will be part of the DCEU continuity, and Scott Rudin would be producing it. He's like a mega producer in Hollywood. Tom Cruise's character in Tropic Thunder?
Yeah.
He's based off of Scott Rudin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So he's like one of the biggest producers in Hollywood, which is really interesting. Apparently, Del Toro was just attached as a producer. He's not directing it or anything anymore. Would you be excited for this? Were you thinking it will actually even happen?
Would I be excited? Yes. I love Dark Justice League for the like.
It's got interesting characters.
Yeah, and they do interesting story. Like they make it way different than a normal superhero comic. Like it doesn't feel like a superhero.
It's not even
comic.
superhero, really.
No, yeah. Do I think it would work? I think it could work really well. Look at the numbers for like Constantine. I know that wasn't a critical success, but that was a commercial success. And that was the worst telling of a comic book character there's ever been. I like the movie, but it wasn't a Constantine movie. It should have just been titled something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it could work really well. I think the only hurdle that they would have to jump over is the fact that now that I forget what his name is, Matt something.
Whatever, the guy from TV?
Yeah, is now that people have seen that, like fans of the series has seen him play Constantine. That is the Constantine.
But
That
that's
is
like the same
only
thing
choice.
with Flash and Arrow,
No, I know that's very true, and that's something that DC is going to have a hard time getting over because people are going to say, Ezra Miller sucks compared to
Grant Gustin.
Yeah,
They're
Grant
going to be
Gustin.
comparing their own. Mm-hmm. It's going to cannibalize itself, in a sense. Don't really care either way. If it gets made, I'd be happy, and I definitely would go see it because characters like Constantine, Zatanna, Deadman, who's super cool. Maybe you'd get Dr. Fate in there. Who knows? Swamp Thing.
Oh, Swamp Thing.
And those are pretty much the most interesting DC characters are in Justice League Dark.
Yeah.
Would they even call it Justice League Dark? Who knows? They could call it something completely different. And it really doesn't matter what the title is. It all depends on as long as the characters are there and whatever their story is. That's all that
and this
matters.
is the great part is similar to like Avengers where you have singular movies and then they all come together. You could do something similar to that. So DC could have that with the Justice League, that with the Dark Justice League, where they have these two overarching series.
Yeah, maybe
going
they
on.
kind of like little bits crossover.
Yeah.
Kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers. It could be kind of like that. Where, like, it's a contained story, but here's the little
Yeah.
droplets that feed into, you know. Oh, there was a bit of news that I didn't have written down. Did you hear about the rumor going around about the Flash costume in the new Flash movie?
Yeah, I don't like that.
How it's supposed to be like
Armored and
armored and
high-tech.
tech based. And I'm like, it's like DC wants me to not see their movies.
What I don't understand is, are they gonna try to explain his speed with
Through
technology?
I'm like, if he's fucking Iron Man who just runs fast, I'm out. I'm done. Sorry. It's just too stupid.
Well, then there's also a huge flaw where if he gets caught without his suit on,
Well, then he's
screwed.
It's
Unless
supposed to be a superpower.
Yeah.
He's not supposed to. They're supposed to be gods, not the Avengers. You know, they're supposed to be better, stronger. You know,
faster.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't like the sound of that. I don't like the sound of the armored stuff either.
Because I never liked that. I liked the sleek Flash costume where it's. Because, like, why would he wear such a big, bulky costume? It seems dumb.
Yeah.
He doesn't need that. Yeah, it just sounds real stupid to me.
Oh wait, we also have another bit of news that we didn't talk about yet.
What's that?
The rumor that Inhumans is canceled and
it's
people
not.
are dumb. I know.
It's not.
It's really not.
They even, like, I think there's, like, an update to the story. It said, oh, it's not canceled.
Yeah, and what people were getting caught up on was there was a source. I can't. It wasn't Collider. It might have been like Latino
It was
Review
Bleeding
or something.
Cool-
Oh, the
Bleeding
Bleeding
Cool, yeah.
said that their source said there was some conflict between the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. producers and the project leads on Inhumans.
Yeah,
right
because
now.
of the whole, like, Kevin Feige splitting from
Yeah.
Ike Perlmutter and all that stuff. Because Ike Perlmutter still runs the Marvel TV division, and he doesn't really have say over the movies anymore. And
Yeah, but like I said, I think the movie's going to continue. We might see a little different of a story, or we might see some characters that can't show up in one.
Well, right, you're not
Over
going to
the
get
other.
Black Bolt, and
Yeah.
Medusa, and Triton in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No.
They're too big of characters.
Yeah.
Their powers are too difficult to display on. Like, you could not have Medusa's crazy hair on TV. It's not.
You
Not
could. It would
gonna
just
happen.
cost way too much
And
money.
it would look not very good. I mean, Flash CGI is not the greatest, but it's a storytelling that really matters. There was something else I wanted to say before we got into the TV talk. I was scrolling through IGN this morning, and apparently, so they played some of Jessica Jones at Comic-Con. Apparently, it's like darker and more mature than Daredevil was, even. Which I'm just like, wow. The fact that they can even do that.
There's a rumor going around that Kristen Ritter appears in The Buff.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how
Okay, but
credible
that-
the source
I don't
is.
know. I
but-
think nudity like that is not really necessary. And
No, it depends on the story. I mean, does it add anything? No. Does it take away from anything? Probably not. Maybe. I don't know.
yeah,
We'll see. But I love Kristen Ritter. Like we always bring this up because I think this is kind of the character she's going to play. The character from Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. She's gonna be like that kind of snobbish, snarky.
I think she's gonna be tough though.
no,
She looks
she's
real
no,
tough.
I know.
If you
But what I
see-
mean is she's gonna have that like that wit and that kind
that's
of like
very sarcastic.
couldn't
is that what
care.
you're trying
Yeah,
to say?
yeah, exactly.
The whole like fuck you. I know.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see David Tennant as basically the most despicable Marvel villain.
Yeah.
Like, there's like bad guys that are like Magneto and Doctor Doom, but no one near is like just like fucked up and despicable as the Purple Man.
Yeah. We'll see how dark they get with it, but it sounds like they're getting pretty dark and pretty
Staying
adult.
pretty true to the original Alias comic. And, all right, I think that's all I got for news. Unless there's anything else you wanted to talk about.
No, it's
I mean, all different Marvel kind of launched this week. It's really confusing because Secret Wars is still going on.
I wish they would either speed up the release of Secret Wars or would have pushed back. Like I know a lot of people would have been upset if they pushed back some of the comics, but it's really confusing that it's going for 9. Secret Wars is going for 9 issues. We're just got issue 6.
6 just came out this week.
Yeah, and
We're already getting all new, all different Spider-Man, Iron Man.
so we're basically having
Strange
the
out.
end spoiled.
Kind of.
The
Or
res-
it's
the
more like
results.
asking questions
Yeah.
because it takes place, all new, all different takes place 6 or 8 months after Secret Wars, so it's really like it's a lot of gaps. Where I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Exactly. And then
It would have been better.
Secret Wars doesn't end until like November or December, I think, right?
At this rate, fucking later than that. It still has
Okay.
three. It still has 7, 8, 9. It still has 3 issues left to go.
Because I thought they were shooting originally for November,
They were,
but I guess now
unless they
it
start. Unless it,
starts ramping up.
the release schedule for Secret Wars has been so sporadic. Where I think didn't it start in like May, and it's October, and we're only. Because it was like the first one came out, and then like 2 weeks later, like
The second one came
and then
out.
like a month later,
Yeah.
the third, and then it's been like it's just really sporadic.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I picked up Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, or Amazing Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. I haven't read them yet. I was too busy reading Archie because that's what I'm honestly more interested in right now.
I saw your Instagram
That's
photo. And yeah.
That was from Jughead #1 just came out. So I picked up Archie #3, which it's got that Fiona Staples art, so it's like, you know, she does Saga. So beautiful. And the characters you see, like, they looks like so good. Anyway, it's like a weird tangent. Check out Archie if you haven't. It's really good. Let's get into this TV talk. So we're talking Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode #2, just because, you know, if we're going to talk about all the other shows, we talked about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. last week. Let's talk about where it's going right now. Because
We could also make this like a weekly thing. We'd have to keep it shorter, but
yeah.
So we're.
Did you
full
watch all of
spoilers.
these? Did you watch Arrow too?
I didn't get a chance to watch Arrow.
Okay.
But I'm not as interested in Arrow. To be
This is
brutally
my
honest.
first time watching Arrow. And
But so just to give everybody fair warning, we're going to
Full
be talking
spoilers.
full spoilers for Flash season 2 episode 1, Arrow season 5, 4 episode 1,
iZombie season 2 episode 1.
and then Agents of Shield season 3 episode 2.
Is a fucking mess. All right, so I've got these in order of when they aired.
Okay.
So let's talk Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. first. Is there any moments that stuck out to you a lot? I watched it on Tuesday, so it's hard for me to think back.
I watched
Friday night?
Yeah, I think Friday or Saturday. Yes, either yesterday morning or Friday night.
Okay.
So, like great moments. They're doing a really good job with Daisy's powers, like the CG on that. I thought that it wasn't.
It's pretty simple too. Just show some shock waves.
But they're doing a good job of making that kind of more visible. I loved the Hunter and Agent May kind of bit that they had going on. And then the only part that I thought was weak was when they finally got Simmons back. Like, I thought it was going to be either a longer ordeal or like a bigger deal when it happened, and then it was just kind of like, yeah.
See, I'm kind of in the minority where I'm kind of glad they didn't really like dick around with getting her
Well,
back.
and I'm not saying they should have like dragged it out another 4 episodes.
Yeah,
but
I'm
it was
glad they just said, you know what, fuck it. It's episode 2, we got her, and we're gonna see the repercussions of her being stranded.
It went from being like at the very beginning of the episode, like there's no chance she's dead, we're giving up, blah blah blah, and then at the end of the episode, it's like we got her. It's like, what the fuck happened? You know?
They just got into gear, man.
Yeah.
They just fucking got
It's like, why didn't you do that fucking 4 months ago?
She just didn't care 4 months
Yeah.
ago, obviously.
But the guy that plays the Asgardian,
yeah.
I don't remember his name, but
He's from something else, too. I don't remember.
He's a great actor. He was in Numbers. He might be the guy from Ghostbusters. From Ghostbusters 2.
Yo, he is. He is.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, he's a great actor, and I thought his character was really funny.
See, I didn't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 1, so I didn't know who his character was when they first introduced him.
I don't even remember him showing up,
But
to be brutally honest.
So
he might have showed up, and it was probably just a.
it was a
small
good thing that
character.
they brought him in. For like, I thought that's an interesting concept. He's an Asgardian who basically ran away from home and just been fucking partying it up on Earth for like a few hundred years. So,
But overall, I think this episode is good.
I thought it was pretty strong.
I'm excited for the future. They did say Secret Warriors in the fucking
actually-
show.
yes,
so
they
that is what it's going to be called. So no more speculation on that.
Well, I mean, no, there was never really speculation. They said Secret Warriors. If you look at the poster I
did
sent
they?
you, it says Secret Warriors
Never
on
mind.
it.
I thought we were debating about if they were actually going to be called Secret Warriors.
No.
I still don't think they're going to be pulling all of the characters that
From
are
the
normally.
comic.
Yeah.
No, obviously not. I think that one Meltdown guy is going to be part of the team, and he's not part of the guys.
Yeah.
The comics. Yeah, it was a strong episode. Fitz killed it again this episode.
Oh, God, yeah.
The actor who's playing him was just doing great.
He's a great actor.
Yeah, he's doing really good. There's not much to say except that I enjoyed it and I like where it's going.
Yeah, I'm excited for next week.
Yeah.
And for the rest of this season.
Yeah, it seems like it's really finally found its niche and its groove, and like the show that it was either supposed to be or people expected to be from the beginning.
I think that's what it is. More than it was supposed to be this way, this is what people were thinking it was going to be like from the beginning.
And they weren't exactly sure what direction they were going to take it from the beginning. They just knew, well, these are what we're told to do and where we're going to go from there.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into Flash, our favorite show. What do you think of the premiere kind of overall? Maybe some things that didn't work? Because, I mean, it wasn't perfect by any means.
I felt it was a little slow. Like, we opened up kind of big with its action sequence, and, like, a lot of just, like, kind of mundane stuff happened, and then we had some action towards the end. And then we had some weird stuff where, like, I didn't really know what was going on, where we kept seeing, like, I don't know if it was different universes or different, whatever you want to call them, parallel universes, where, like, Cisco had that weird, like, flash in his
vision
head.
of Earth, too.
Yeah. And then there was, like, the Flash standing there, and I don't know if it was, like, a daydream where, you know, Wells stands up and says, "You don't need us anymore."
That was him. That was like a daydream.
Yeah, okay. And then he's standing in an empty lab.
Yeah.
I thought it was weird that they went through everything to release his dad, and then
his dad's just like...
And his dad's like, "Yeah, I'm going to peace out."
See, I think that's going to become a story point later on, too. I don't think they would just do something like that.
No, I know. It felt weird. Like, he could have just stayed in prison. Wells, the fact that or Reverse Flash, whatever you want to call him, Eobard Thawne, basically admitted to killing his mom so that his dad could get out.
Yeah.
That was kind of weird because that's not typical, or doesn't seem like a typical thing for his character.
Well, he said in the video, too, he's like, "I'm going to give you what you always wanted.
Yeah.
But it still won't be enough."
Yeah.
Which, you know.
And then his dad's just like, "Yeah, you won't be able to be the person you need to be if I'm
think
around."
that was more of like I was watching After Show and they thought about how that a reason behind that could be he's gonna have Jay Garrick as another mentor, and like to have, you know, he's got all these mentors and father figures, whatever. It's kind of like overcrowding, I guess. But
yeah,
I'm sure. I think that's gonna be addressed, and there's gonna be something that happens down that line. One thing for me is I noticed that the Flash has kind of taken a page out of the Doctor Who rules of time travel, which basically are, oh, fuck it, we can do whatever we want. Because, like, honestly, none of it made sense. The whole, like, paradox and everything.
Yeah, and that's where...
And it literally...
When season 1 ended and we're like, how is season 2 going to be?
They created a major paradox.
Yeah.
And, like, seriously, it doesn't make any sense.
And then Robbie's dead.
Yeah. They killed him off in a flashback.
Yeah, but it's like, where does that leave Firestorm? Because isn't Firestorm part of the DC Legends
They're in
of
a
Tomorrow?
Firestorm, but it is a different Firestorm. He's gonna fuse with a different person.
But it's still Robbie, or
no,
it's
Victor
not the
Garber and someone else.
Oh,
and
but
just like in the comic,
how come it looks?
It doesn't. Do you see the preview?
No,
he's black. He's a whole different guy.
Oh,
in the comics, did the same thing. Firestorm became someone else.
Did that actor just not want to be part of the show anymore or something?
I think it was like they write him out so they could bring in the new guy, and he's got other things going on. He's part of that X-Files and shit, which is fine. I never liked his character, honestly. Anyway, I thought he was boring. But if you think about the whole paradox for the time travel in the season finale, like, none of this shit makes any sense. Because if Eddie shot himself and Thawne did not exist, then he wouldn't have gone back in time to kill Barry's mother, which means basically none of what we got would have happened, which means Eddie wouldn't have had to kill himself, which means he would have existed. Like, it's a huge paradox. And how is it just...
This is where I thought it was going to split into Barry was going to end up in Earth 2 because he was running around in the singularity event, or the singularity horizon. I thought he was going to end up in Earth 2, where his mom never died, he never got his powers, you know, like himself.
Well, he still would have got his powers,
but later,
he would have been older.
But that's what I'm saying is, like, I thought he would end up there, with himself at the same age,
not having his powers.
not having his powers, and that would be where Jay Garrick was, and we would get Cisco with vibe powers and Caitlyn as the Killer Frost.
But apparently they just said, nope, we're just gonna continue where we left off. And I was like, rules of time travel, that doesn't make any sense.
Unless Jay Garrick is from Earth 2.
He is from Earth 2.
And Barry is going to travel to Earth 2 to help Jay Garrick fix whatever problem
That's
he caused.
not actually what's going to happen. I can tell you that right now because of the previews we've gotten.
Oh, I haven't watched any of the previews.
Yeah. Jay Garrick is in Earth 1.
Yeah.
Or let's say Earth Prime. Yeah, Earth Prime. And he doesn't have his powers. They were stolen by Zoom before he traveled to Earth 1. And so Jay's basically there to help Barry take on Zoom. And
I really hope this season is as good as season 1, because as of right now, I don't know if I'm completely sold on.
Yeah, a lot of people really loved this preview. I thought it was okay. I thought it was still good.
Yeah, it was good, but there was major weak points, and I was hoping they were going to be, I thought it was going to be like this grand story, kind of like how I had envisioned, where it would make sense and it would tie up any loose ends. But it's like now it's just like
seems like it just kind of like
it's like whatever.
Fuck it.
Yeah, we're a superhero show. We can
do what we want.
We can just iron
Which
out
makes
the
sense.
details
I mean,
later.
it's fine, but the whole like that time. I feel like if you're doing new time travel, you need to set your rules and stick to it. You can't just go all whatever. So apparently, like shit doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Which reminds me, the latest Doctor Who episode gets really timey-wimey.
Yeah.
And they actually stick with their time rules, and it was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was actually better than... It's one of the better episodes of Doctor Who we've gotten recently. So I think that's enough Flash talk. There's not... I'm excited to see, because it's going to be Flash of Two Worlds. We actually get more of Jay Garrick. So that's really exciting. iZombie.
Great episode.
Yeah. It seemed like pretty just like a standard iZombie episode, not like something like kind of like crazy premiere, but
then towards the end,
but it worked. And then like just like every other iZombie episode, towards the end you're just like, what the fuck? Where are we going now?
Yeah, it's like I need to watch next week's episode now.
I'm like, God damn it, I gotta wait till Wednesday morning.
Yeah,
to watch it.
I think me and Ashley watched that one Thursday night, or Wednesday or Thursday night. I don't remember what night it was. Man, I was just like, what?
Like the whole time.
And she called it like right away. Not right away, but as soon as you see the like gloved figure, like, it's Major killing that one guy that he detected was the zombie. She was like, that's Major. I was like, no, it's not. And then you see Major sitting in the chair. I was like, fucking damn it.
Wait, for what?
He killed the guy that he was the fitness trainer for.
Yeah.
That was the first person he killed.
Yeah.
But they show him killing him as the one
as
guy's
they're
talking,
talking.
and then
Okay,
they cut to Major. It's like you don't see who it
That's
is.
what
You
you're
just
talking about.
you just see a hooded figure.
Right. Yeah, because now, so apparently once you've been a zombie and you've been cured, you become basically a superhuman zombie detector.
Yeah.
Where you can sense when someone's a zombie. And so the company behind Max Rager is basically blackmailing Major into working for them to be their zombie hunter.
Yeah.
Which I thought is a very interesting twist.
It is an interesting twist, especially because I thought Max Rager was trying to turn people into zombies on purpose.
No, they just want to make money, and they realize they just think the zombies is just like a whatever side effect of their product.
I would have thought that they wanted to turn people into zombies and then sell the cure, like the temporary cure.
No, that would, I guess, but I think they don't want. Cause I don't know if they find out that their product makes zombies.
Yeah, I guess it's true.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. I thought the mystery that they solved this week was really fucking funny to watch.
Watching her as like an old man, like
As
I was like
old
cringing. I was like,
racist
"Oh
man,
my god!"
basically.
I can't believe they're doing this. On
Yeah,
TV.
I was like, "Oh fuck!"
This is really bad. And now she's gonna be in the next episode. She's gonna be like a bro, like a frat bro. It's like, oh, God,
it's so great. It hasn't gotten old yet. I should say.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say it'll never get old, but it's so fucking funny to watch her, like when they do the mood switches, and it's just like, just makes everything uncomfortable.
Yeah, it does. It makes it cringy. What did you think of Blaine being like a funeral director / drug peddler?
It works. I mean, Same Blaine, basically.
Yeah, he's
It's just different
scumbag.
business now.
I was, what was it? I was watching Superhero Roundup, and they were thinking, eventually maybe Blaine will be like, kind of like Spike was on Buffy. They started off as enemies and then slowly became like friends and then lovers. I don't know if they'll go that far, but I think
It could work.
Blaine could become an ally in the future.
I keep thinking that he's going to, like, that he's going to change at some point, but I don't think I don't know if he is.
Because I think this season Max Rager is like they're like the real bad guys, and Blaine's kind of just like he's like the secondary bad guy.
Yeah,
He's just looking out for himself. That's all he cares about.
it's just he's doing it in nefarious ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of the whole family thing on how like she refused to give the blood transfusion to her brother, and now he doesn't want anything to do with her anymore.
I think that's a weak storyline, or like a weak thing. What I said to Ashley is I would have just been like, I have an STD. Like, I can't.
I have HIV or
Yeah,
something like that.
just fucking lie. Be like, that's why me and Major broke up. Like, who fucking, you know what I mean? Just be quick on your feet. Think of something.
Yeah.
And be like, I didn't want to tell you.
She was gonna say heroin or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, would an HIV be like make more sense?
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking, was like a communicable, incurable disease that you don't
Right.
want to give your sibling.
You're right.
That'd be fucked up to say at a family party. Yeah, my sister gave me HIV.
Like, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. And I also think it's kind of weak that he's like, I don't want to talk to you. Because, like, thinking about it from my point of view, or like, you know what I mean? Like, if a sibling said no, my first thought would be there's a reason, not they fucking hate me and want me to die.
right. Yeah.
Especially when she's gone out of her way so many times to help him before.
Yeah, you've seen how much she cares about her brother.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be like to assume that she just would be like, no, fuck you. It's kind of a bad assumption to make.
Yeah.
And he survived. He made it. Mm-hmm. So at the same time, you're kind of like, dude, you're okay.
Yeah. But I think they needed that to add some more drama, because I feel like Liv and Major are going to grow closer again this season, especially because he's going to feel guilty for
I don't know. I think there
killing
might
all
be
these
even
people.
more tension because you've got Major, the zombie hunter for hire now.
Yeah, but I think he's going to be like protector for her.
Well, yeah, the only reason he's doing it is because he's basically being blackmailed
Yeah.
by Max Rager because of Liv, you know.
But that's where I think he's going to stay close to her, because he's going to be, something's going to happen. Like especially now that fucking, what's her name? Hilda?
The red-haired girl.
Yeah, whatever.
Who
I can't
looks
remember
just like Rose McIver almost.
Yeah, she's the Max Rager assistant,
Yeah.
and she's now living with Liv, pretending to be somebody else. I can't remember what her name. It's something stupid like Gilda
I
or
never
Glenda.
caught her name.
They said it, and it was just like, what?
Did they? I wasn't paying.
That's like an old
attention.
white lady's name.
Yeah. Well,
So I think once he catches wind of that, he's not going to let Liv out of his sight. I don't know that he's going to be like, oh, I'm in love with you, but I think he's going to force himself to be around her
it's
because
like I need to protect you,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah. So let's just get into Arrow. You didn't watch it.
no,
I did. I think it was probably the weakest of all of these, but it's my first time watching Arrow because he's actually become Green Arrow now. He
Yeah.
even says he is Green Arrow.
well, I think the title of the episode wasn't it Green Arrow or
Yeah,
something,
it
or
was.
there's a
it was
subtitle of
Green Arrow.
Okay,
Yeah. It seemed interesting. It's hard to really talk about it much because I haven't been watching Arrow
yeah.
before. That would be easier if you watched it too because you've seen more Arrow than I have.
I've only seen like the first season,
Oh,
and
really?
I didn't enjoy it at all.
I want to keep watching it because I'm curious and because it ties in the Flash.
Yeah.
So basically, Arrow and Felicity are like living in the suburbs. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they've given it up. They get kind of called back because Damien Dark is, you know, and Hive are kind of running amok in Star City. They're taking out the city leadership and all that. So the team's like, we need Oliver and Felicity to come back, and I mean they do. It's really kind of confusing. It's more just like he's got a rocky relationship with everybody, and he's not really welcome. And I don't even know where I'm going with this. It was just all right.
Yeah.
At the end of the episode, we get a flashback to 6 months in the future, and it's Oliver standing over a grave, being like, "I need to kill this guy now. And then you see, well, and Barry runs up and he's like, I'm sorry, I'm late. He was dealing with Zoom or whatever. And so, like, so whoever died is someone that's important to both Barry and.
Hopefully it's not Felicity.
See, I think they want you to think it's Felicity, and it's going to be like a curveball.
Yeah. Yeah, my problem with the show, because Ashley watched, I think, the first 2 seasons, and I sort of watched the first season, and then when she would watch beyond that point, I would just do something else. Because I felt it was very much just like, meh. Like, not good, not bad, just kind of don't really care. I'm not compelled. I don't give a shit about any of these characters. None of the storylines are particularly strong. None of the villains are particularly interesting. So that's kind of my problem with the show is I feel like it's like consistently like a 6 to a 7 out of 10. And it's like...
Doesn't reach those high points.
No, yeah.
That's understandable. I think I'm just going to watch this new season because I'm just interested and curious to see where it goes. And
yeah.
Whatever. Now that he's finally Green Arrow and he's not just a Batman ripoff. He's finally becoming like the character he was always kind of meant to be.
Yeah. And maybe that was my issue with the first season is it just felt like his storyline, it was a lot of jumping around in time because it was like you'd see him, then it would be in the past when he was on the island.
Well, they still do the flashbacks.
Yeah, and then it'd be like on the ship before it crashed.
And flashbacks like this, it seems kind of dumb. I know it's an integral part of the story, but at the same time, like...
And they would use it, I felt like as crutches. It'd be like, last week he was okay with the bow, and then we showed you a more recent clip on the island, and now he's really great with the bow. And it's like, wait, this is the whole time has been the future. He would have had that skill to start with. Like did that kind of stuff that I was just like, it doesn't make sense. It's not great.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, there's not much to say about Arrow, especially since you didn't watch an episode, and I don't know much about it previously. But figured if it fits into our other shows, we kind of have to talk about it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Can't think of anything else.
Yeah, I think that's good
for the week. There was probably some other news stuff, but not really anything important.
Nah.
Yeah, nothing interesting. All right, well, let's get out of here. I'm at Scotty Boy on Twitter and Instagram and all that jazz. SCOTTYBWO 4 Ys.
I am at HAGNERD on Twitter, Instagram, and most of the internet. And you can follow us at Fuzzy Loaf on Twitter. You can find the podcast up on iTunes if you search Fuzzy Loaf. And usually every week on Sunday we'll do a show. Next week I don't think we're going to because I'm in the middle of moving, so that'll be inhibiting that.
That's fine with me too because I'm so tired and totally need a weekend.
So 2 weeks from now, I'm sure we'll be back and chatting about stuff.
I don't know what day that is, but
I think that's Halloween weekend.
No, I think it's the week before. I think that's the 25th.
Next weekend's. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's a few weeks, man.
Big gulps. Smell you later. All that.